in terms of the government eye, which is very important. And that's why we have a food guide, which I think now reflects what is the scientific base in a broad sense, human nutrition, environmental, etc. We've got that, and it's fitting very well, I want to say to everyone, with what is happening internationally. The Swedes started this in 2011. Belgium joined very quickly after, then Britain, and the United States even has the same sort of policy as we've got, which is more plant-based diets. In fact, they actually mention as one of their 3 dietary patterns a vegetarian diet. Can you imagine that? The United States, the home of the Texas cattle land, this is now one of the diets is one that is a vegetarian diet.
Can I ask, so when I was a student, I remember materials sponsored by food producers, whether it was the dairy farmers in Canada or whatever the food producers might be, and when now as an adult, it's kind of an outrageous idea that you would have vested interests that are sponsoring materials, that are education materials for kids. And instead now we have a food guide that is science-based, but for those who haven't read the food guide yet, perhaps you could explain how the science and research that you've worked on throughout your lifetime is now reflected in the food guide, and what that really means, and the core principles of the new food guide.
I think the core principles of the food guide are not radically different from anything that any of you in the audience would expect. I think you've been told for a while you should eat more fruit and vegetables. I mean, this is not new, this is not a radical change. I mean, this is not a revolution. And that you should have more whole grain cereals. How many of you think brown is better than white in terms of bread? Anyone who thinks, hands up those who think that white is better than brown. Right, so we don't have, so I don't think that, this is not radical, there's nothing radical there. I mean, this is pretty basic stuff. And what are these foods? They're plant foods. So again, no big surprise. So we're saying eat more plant foods. Legumes, peas, beans and lentils have been featured in this particular issue. And there's been an emphasis, because these things are plant proteins, on more plant proteins in your diet. In fact, we're saying eat protein, mostly plant protein. And I think that's the message. This is not a radical departure. This is simply following up on what has been said previously. The science that has gone into this has been pretty good. We've got the legumes as being, if you like, low glycemic index foods, as well as high protein foods, as well as foods that contain a lot of mineral nutrients and macronutrients, micronutrients. They're blessed with many things, with fiber and so on. So we're suggesting a higher fiber diet. This is not new. We've been doing this since 1970. We're not doing anything very dramatically new here, but what is new is that we're actually saying this. Instead of saying, have the food groups that we've advised you to have, with basically a protein food group, which is based on red meat and your steak,